Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Hey there, hi there, ho there, everybody. This is RHJunior, RHJunior Reality Check, coming to you live through the system of tubes, imitating a boob tube known as YouTube, bringing you another live broadcast. It is 3:34 a.m. on December the 12th. I haven't done any of my Christmas shopping yet. 12th. Why am I on? Because I'm mentally unstable. And because now is as good a time as any for yet another broadcast of why isn't this working? It's sitting here looking at me and it's going, we're not doing nothing today. Hold on, folks. We may have some technological difficulties. Testing, testing. No testing. Here we go. And away we go. Yay. Hip. Hip, hip. What the heck? I have no idea what the volume is on this. There we go. Okay. It's live. Coming to you with a barely live studio audience consisting of 3 cockroaches and a moth. And possibly a field mouse that got into my basement, under my house, rather. I have mice. Nieces. Mouses. They pay as much rent as anybody else. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. Oh, crap. How are y'all? Oh, crap. Let's see here. Come on. Giddy up, computer. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay, I'm trying to open up my sound effects board, my Foley board, but I'm debating on it because I rarely use it anyway. But I like it so much. Here we go. Give it a minute while the computer just sits there and rotates. I swear, I see that spinning, we're uploading thing all the time. I'm so sick of looking at it. Why am I online? Because I've been chastised that I ought to be drawing comic strips, and she's right. So I'm fully on it. I'm awake now. I'll do it now. Because if I don't do it, it never gets done. And the music is and the music ain't doing nothing. Why isn't it doing? What is it doing? What is it doing? It's not doing anything. I think I'll leave the instance page off, and I seem to be choking for bandwidth again. Dadgummit. Yeah, this is like great money spent every month. You know what I'm saying? Let's randomize this. See if we get something different once in a while. Oom-pa-pa music. Why not? Wow. I'm so unpopular I even left my own channel. Look at this. Nothing. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Come on. Everybody else manages to get through. Why can't I? Explain this to me. I'm waiting for the stream to pick up back up again, and it's not doing anything. I have no idea what I'm going to draw. I really don't. I just their comic strip page, comic strip page, comic strip page, comic strip page. You know, screw the comic strip format page. I'm just going to, from now on, I'm just going to use one format for all my drawings, 7x10. Because 7x10.5. Because whatever, you know. I'm just, you know, just kind of sick of yutzing around with it. You have no idea how much research I have done. What size is a comic strips page supposed to be? And I never get the same answer twice, even from the people that print them. And I'm like, how far I do get this to, you know, look proper, and heck with it. Meanwhile, there, you know, I heard of one cartoonist. You've probably seen. He does one page. He does one frame comics, and you know you know, like the Far Side, except he's an old school cartoonist. But he would draw them on. He would draw it on paper, fold it up, stick it in his pocket, and walk down to the newspaper where they Xerox it for him. And I'm like, so much for all this professionalism crap. Kathy Guyswhite never had, you know, the girl that draws Kathy, or drew Kathy. Is Kathy still in the newspapers somewhere? She never had an art lesson in her life. The original Kathy was a picture of the artist. You know, she drew a little cartoony sketch on a phone message for her mom. You know, and you know, stuck it up on the, you know, little notepad. And her mom was like, "You ought to be doing this professionally," and she started doing it. And the next thing you know, Kathy's in all these newspapers. Not a lesson. Never took a lesson. That sort of, you know, just, and me, I'm over here trying to figure out, you know, what is the correct sort of pencil to use. Man, that's noisy. Give me a second. I'll turn it down in a second. Why can I never get, you know, controlled balance? Okay, there's a grand wide channel of me. Okay. Look, nip and tuck. Country boy can survive. Hey. I want to, you know, I want to do something other than fan service of the Pops Auto Girls again. You know, I'm not going to do that. Oh yeah, I will, but not today. I'd like to actually do a comic strip. I'm just sort of I'm noodling an idea. This is okay. Undo. I have no idea why. I have no idea why it keeps putting that extra white layer in there. It's a source of confusion and disorientation for me. This is kind of I'm I've never actually drawn characters just turning 13. Never drawn a girl just turning 13, and just debating on For those of you who are wondering, this is going to be a follow up to their first date. Actually, this should go down here. The only reason we draw comic strips in the comic strip for tradition, habit. I'm just gonna go with this from now on. Just, why make it harder? Why make it harder? Move, darn you. Okay, there we go. Are you able to see this? Have I got it on the right screen? Have I got it on the... Yeah, I've got it on the right screen. Yay! He's got it on the right screen! Yay! Give him a cookie! Okay. Okay, you're probably wondering why... Look, everybody knows, as you know, I play World of Warcraft. I suppose you'd call it my hobby. August. I joined a normally I play World of Warcraft solo, lone wolf. I have a lot of people who'll sign my character. I have one main character and several different alternative characters, and people will come and join my guild, sign my guild papers so I can have a guild bank, and I'd join a guild, but I wouldn't really participate in the guild. I'd use the guild bank. If they threw leftovers in there, I'd snap them up, and I didn't really participate. But then round about like I said, August, my main character had left one guild. One guild had dissolved, and I found another one. It's called Mature Gamers Guild. Actually, it was originally called something like Mature something only. But Mature Gamers Only. They sounded kind of, but what it was is it meant mature in the original sense of the word. Uh, anyway, they signed me up, and I got to know the people who are on there, and I started participating, and they made me feel welcome, and they went out of their way to help me. I explained, I've played for a long time, but I've never really played in a guild, so I really didn't know my way around. And I was, and they generally speaking, it was very good, and I was making friends. I was starting to participate, and I was very happy with it. I was very pleased. Look, I am being where I am. I don't have very much of a social group. This stuff I do online is basically my only outlet for social interaction, and I really don't want it any other way, because the physical shape I'm in, I don't want to be seen out in public, really. But anyway, come about Sunday, I had signed up for the first time. I'd signed up to go on a guild raid. Usually I'm in a pickup group where the computer system just randomly, you say, I want to join, I want to go on this mission, and they randomly, just random teams thrown together. But this time I was going to be going with my guild, and I clocked on at 6 local time, and it was I asked right when does the guild start, and this one guy, I don't know, a potato head or tater tot, something like that, potato something. Started rattling off all this lingo at me, and I'm like, wait, and I said, this is, it's 6 o'clock server time, and I'm like, it's at 6 o'clock server time, and I didn't know what that meant. I mean, look, I'm trying to figure out the server versus the region versus the, and I said that doesn't really help me at all. And he just popped his cork. Seriously, he snapped back at me and said, "You better watch your attitude, pal." I said, I don't understand. I'm not trying to, get in your face or, threaten your authority. I'm just, I have been online for a long time, but I haven't, really been a guild player. I don't understand the lingo. I really don't understand the lingo, and that wasn't really, and snapping at me, that wasn't really necessary. And he says, well, I just can't get through to you, apparently. You don't, this isn't a guild for you. And he kicks me out. He kicks me out of the guild. I had gone to all the trouble of signing all my characters. You understand? I had gone to all the effort getting all my characters, all into one guild. I had spent so much time trying to figure out how to do everything just right. I downloaded programs that, the only reason I have Discord on my computer is because the guild members, the guild leaders say, you need Discord to communicate better. And, okay, fine, I'll put Discord on there, and, and all this other stuff. And, I try to do everything they said right. And, if I made a mistake, I asked, what am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to do that? And I was going out of my way to try and avoid any drama. And this one guild leader gets salty at me out of the blue and kicks me out of the guild. And I sent messages to a couple of the others. I said, "What is this? What am I doing here? What, I don't know what this guy is. What it is with this guy. He just went off on me, and who do I appeal? Who do I appeal to?" And I finally got a message back. We'll think it over. And they thought it over, and then come around the actual time for the guild raid, I get a message. Welcome aboard. Time. It's time for the raid, and I'm like, great. So I'm back in the guild. He says, "Oh no, that was a mistake." And then he booted me out of the raid. And anybody who had listened to the show that night they know it devastated me. And all of you are you're all adults, and I'm a 47-year-old man. Why are you letting this trash you? And I mean, it just wrecked me. Because look, I will be straight up with y'all. I am not I'm not. Well, I'm not well situated socially. I'm not a very social person. I'll be blunt. I'm not well adjusted socially. I can't say anything else beyond it. Is my entire life, and I'm not exaggerating here. I'm not being dramatic or melodramatic or anything like that. But my entire life, I have been absolutely unable to fit in anywhere. Even in church, Even in my church, I was always an odd duck for various reasons, and because largely because I always seemed to be in between ages. Too old for the youth group, too young for this group, too single for the married group. Well, but anyway, when it comes to social groups, it became a rather from the time I was old enough to go to school to the time I was old enough to leave college. Is the story is that if I joined a group, I learned my bitter lesson over and over again. It was only a matter of time before that social circle would become, no matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried to fit in, no matter how hard I tried to be civil and to be polite and to be nice and to be inoffensive as possible, they would eventually be sick of me. And like I told you, there was look. Whenever we moved, and we did move a lot when I was young, I actually reached a point where I looked forward to moving because it means I would be moving away from the kids who hated me and who made fun of me and who even bullied me. And you don't have to be you don't have to be a genius to figure out when you reach a certain age, you kind of figure out that the only thing all your terrible relationships have in common is you. That's the first thing they all have in common. And I thought at the very least I could be, I grew up, I went out on my own. It seemed like no matter how hard I tried, I always managed to give offense. And I hate to break it down, but nobody forgives. Let's not kid ourselves. Nobody forgives, nobody forgets. Every time you make a mistake, every time you offend somebody, no matter how effusively you apologize, no matter what you do to make amends, that it's like a little notch on the wall. They put a little mark down next to your name. And those marks never go away, and they add up over time. And I've lived with that my whole life, and I will not lie, it gave me trouble in my job. I would get a part-time job, and I would struggle so hard. But eventually, the notches went up, and they finally decided, I've quit a few jobs, but I've been fired from a few too. And I've had a few where what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? I tried so hard, but and I never could, and they wouldn't tell me. That's what Walmart did to me. They gave me a seasonal job and told us, you have a chance to be a part-timer if you work hard. And then they, threw me out on the floor, and only the vaguest idea what I was supposed to do. And then after a couple of months, they cut me loose. And I begged to speak to one of the managers. They brought me back in the office, and they had a security guy standing there. Love that warm, social, family-like outreach there, fellas. And like they were like this human chicken nugget I was going to jump this guy, And I'm like, all I want to do is I just want a straight answers. What did I do wrong? And he would, he wouldn't give me an answer no matter how I asked. I'm like, fine, and fine, I'm out. I'm gone. Bye bye. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm just leaving. I'm like, what did I do wrong? I mean, my job consists of stacking bowls and cups on a shelf. But nobody would tell me. But anyway, it's just, and I came to the conclusion. I just I mean, I joined the furry fandom. Same story. Things that it didn't help matters that I'm Christian, Christian, conservative, and white and straight. Because I'm and I'm and I have values and beliefs that they're all inclusive permissiveness just clashed with that. And and literally at a point, it reached a point where I would go into a chat room and be like, "Go away, we hate you." It's and then it was the film fiction channel, and then it was I thank God every day that the archive of our own has too many people with too many disparate interests for them to get together and have a you know you know tiny little click form. I've managed to keep my head down there. But, being kicked out of a guild just for uh, just, that was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. And it's a darn good thing that I don't drink, because I would I would have probably been deep in the cups, because it's not the big gashing wounds that kill people; it's the little bitty ones, and a literal lifetime being told that you're that of learning over and over again that it's just a matter of time before your current social group just gets sick of you, and that they don't really like you, that they tolerate you. You imagine what that's like. You're a writer. You hear about these writers that people hate on them for their political stance or their social stance, but oh, just write us another story. We hate your guts for everything you believe, but you keep writing us those stories we like. And they talk about how tolerant they are, because they don't, because they read books. We're so tolerant because we read the books written by somebody we hate and tell that we hate to their face as often as we can. Well, that's what it feels like. Everybody, I got so many people. Oh, I used to love your comics. Now I can't stand you. This is my life. Do you understand what I'm saying? And having it happen in just a casual group that I had literally gone out of my way to be as inoffensive as possible, uh, you know, uh, just once, it was just too much to deal with. It was either go on the internet or try and convince one of my neighbors to go buy me a, you know, you know, it's a good thing I couldn't go to the store and buy something to drink myself into a stupor. Because I was that depressed. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never harm me. My ass. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will gut you hollow. No. I'm not really interested in joining yet another club where I'm going to have to walk on, no. I'm just I'm just recuperating from being stabbed in the foot walking on eggshells. Thank you. No. Really not in the mood for it, you know? I'll get over it. I'll live. I'm just gonna need time to recuperate from getting smacked in the face with my own social inadequacies. Yet again. It's only Tuesday. What is it today? Today's Tuesday or well, it's Wednesday. Doggone. Thought it was Tuesday. Oh, I lost a day. Spent most of Tuesday asleep, actually. It's aggravating. I don't sleep enough to feel well rested. But if I try and sleep longer, I start having some seriously weird, funky dreams. As in, you wake up feeling disturbed kind of dreams. You know, you don't remember what they are. You know, they're no, you know, just like any other dream that you forget half an hour after you wake up. But I don't know. By the way, there's a new Camp Calamine comic strip up on the page. It's been up there since yesterday. There is a new Tales of the Questor page up there as well. That's been up there a little longer. So I ain't dead yet. That's one of my favorite lines. If you ever seen the movie Spaced Invaders, it is a brilliantly hilarious movie. It's a comedy. Basically, there's this the little bitty town in the middle of nowhere that for Halloween they play War of the Worlds on the radio, and it just so happens that at that particular year, the Martians were out in force invading their enemies in another galaxy, and one of their patrol boats hears the broadcast and thinks that the invasion has moved to Earth. And so they take a detour and land in this town, thinking that Mars is invading. Well, anyway, you have to. It's stupid. You know, it's not Gone with the Wind. You know what I'm saying? But it is absolutely hilarious. And there's this one scene, one quiet little scene early in the movie. These old folks are sitting on the porch listening to the radio, talking about that day when Orson Welles broadcast that radio program. A couple of fogies sitting on the porch, and he said, when I was talking, everybody just went crazy. And his wife comes walking out, a little old lady. She said, "Oh, I remember you took my best cooking pot for a helmet in your shotgun and wanted to go out and fight the You took my best bucket for a helmet and your shotgun and went out to go fight the Martians." He looks over at you. "Ain't you dead yet?" Just deadpan. It perfectly delivered. And later, the aliens come in screaming. You know, they come in for a landing. They follow the road in, and these three old folks are sitting on the porch. They say, "Well, we ain't ever gonna see a night as exciting as that one ever again. That's for sure." And just they're sitting there on the porch, whoosh! This UFO goes ripping past at 1,000 miles an hour, and it. Lights everywhere, and the wind blows them off the porch. And after a couple, couple of beats later, you hear the little old lady, "I'll get the bucket." Like I said, it is a hoot of a movie. But I don't know where I was going with that. But there you have it. Spaced Invaders. And naturally, the little green men from Mars get off their spaceship, and they get mistaken for trick-or-treaters. Just for starters. I need to come up with a solid fence for them to be leaning on. I'm tired of drawing all. I'm tired of trying to draw them through that picket fence, through that post fence, whatever the heck you call it, split rail fence. Right. Been drawing that stupid hat for 17 years, for over 18 years, and I still can't figure out how he's supposed to be wearing it. Picket fence. Just straight wooden fence. Screw it. Tired of it. Hey, look, if Charles Schultz could get away with drawing two heads, four arms from the elbows down, and a brick wall for like 1,000 strips, I think I can pull this off once in a while. Seriously, look at those. Look at all those strips where Charlie Brown and Linus are just sitting behind that wall. Two arms, shaped like chicken drumsticks. Two heads, one of them drawn with a compass, and a brick wall. If he'd had a computer with cut and paste, he could have saved himself like 20 years of work. Ding! How many strips did he draw with Snoopy lying on his back on that doghouse? Now, how many people got that joke? How many people after all these years you figure got that joke with Snoopy lying on his back on the house? Growing up, I thought that was perfectly normal for a Snoopy. It's amazing how many jokes you realize just flew over your head as a kid because you grew up with them. Like all the jokes on Bugs Bunny, on all the jokes on Bugs Bunny Roadrunner show, the Warner Brothers cartoons, Melly Melly Looney Tunes, and you didn't realize that we're supposed to be jokes. Oh, look, another anvil. It was years before I found it. I was like, oh, I was in grade school before I found out what an anvil was for, other than dropping on cartoons' heads. And even then, it took me a while to make the connection. The reason that they used anvils is because back in 1933, people still had horseshoes and farriers. That's what you call a guy that puts the horseshoes on the horse. They had farriers in their communities. Even the average gas station also had a blacksmith out back who could shoe your horse. So people grew up around these and knew viscerally from personal experience, just how hard and heavy an anvil was. That's why they use it in cartoons, because they could relate to it. But back then, but nowadays, how many average kids have actually seen a real live anvil? How many of them know what they're used for outside of school? How many of them know how, how many of them know how heavy they are? Excuse me. Likewise, it was years before I found out that the round, the round cartoon bomb, with the fuse and everything, was actually just a style of cannonball. That had to be an almighty hair-raising thing to fire. Oh, sweet mercy. Wouldn't you like to be the guy to lit the fuse, listen to that thing hiss as it rolled down inside the cannon? You're going, oh Lord, please don't let this one get stuck. Please don't let this one be the one that cracks inside the cannon when we fire it. But, think of how many years it's going to be in another 10 years. Even if now, would a child recognize a wall phone? They've had several videos on YouTube where they have kids look at old things. They bring in a sample and let them play with it, fool around with it. And you got this kid the kids I've seen in these, they range from anywhere from like 5 to 12. So they're not little toddlers or anything, but well, maybe about 7 or 8 to 12 years old. And they're going, they brought in I wanted to cry. They brought in a Nintendo Game Boy, the original Game Boy, black and white screen, and let them fiddle around with it. And they're like, "What is this? It sort of looks like a cell phone. Oh, you play games on it? How do you play the games on it?" And the disappointment on their faces when they turned it on, and oh, well, it's okay. It's kind of neat, if you haven't got anything else, I'm sitting there. Then they brought out a tape recorder, and then I really felt old. I love watching those shows. So, some of them, you can tell when the kids have been doing the show a little bit too long, and they start hamming up for the camera. But still, some are just cute to watch. And I remember once they did a thing. It was pizza, pizza with odd toppings, and they had the kids try several different kids try all these weird topping pizzas from around the country. Doggone that music! It's too loud to me. I don't know. Maybe I just got my hearing thing up. Yeah, I got the thing way up. I didn't realize how high I had it. Well, anyway, they had the exotic topping. And one of the toppings they had, this is apparently a thing in California. This is apparently a thing in California, which pretty much says everything. Squid ink. Squid ink on a pizza. And you can imagine how thrilled the kids were to try that. But you gotta understand, this squid ink is apparently, when they call it ink, they aren't kidding around. Because it's just like India ink. It stains almost instantly. It just... And the kid, one of the kids picked it up and he got it on his hands. And he tried to wipe it. No, don't wipe it on the hand. And he's like, don't wipe it on your clothes. And the poor kid, he had squid ink all over him. He had squid ink all over his hands, and he just sort of sat there with his hands in the air. Help me! I thought the cameraman was going to die. The archetypical kid terrified to get any fingerprints on anything. And you know, that poor kid never thought he was going to have to tangle with squid ink, I guess. Oh my. Well, split rail picket. Why for are you picking on my fence? You picking on my fence now? She's picking on me. She's picking on my picket. It's a fence for noses. You pick it. I don't know if I'm feeling better or whether I'm just sleep deprived and getting delirious. But she's picking on me. Why y'all letting her pick on me? Yeah. Oh my, 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 oh my. I've been trying to write the next chapter of, well, I've been trying to write the next chapter of anything. And, I've been trying to do everything and I'm getting nothing done. So I'm just going to stay up and I'm just going to draw some, just the basics, you know? Do the basics. You know, I'm doing everything. I'm like a trailer hobo version of Disney. I've gotten so obsessed with doing all these other things. Oh, I got this thing over here and that over there and this over there and this, and you know, and like Disney, they got so obsessed with doing everything under the sun, they stopped doing cartoons. And they even quit doing classical animation entirely for a while. Because they thought they and here I am. I'm sitting here. You know, I'm supposed to be. You know, I've got these comic strips that I'm actually supposed to be updating. They're supposed to be the foundation of everything I'm doing. So maybe I ought to do a couple of those. So, okay, I think I just used up all my energy for the week. Let's see, brush size 8, 7, 6. Oh man, I don't know. I just no 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 no. It's been a week of. It's only Wednesday, and it's already been a week of dozens of painful little disappointments, and it's really, it just gets you down. It just gets you down. One of the things I have been look, yeah, like I said, I play World of Warcraft. I'm not going to apologize for the fact that I play games in my amount of time, and frankly, considering how little outside world contact I have, I got to do something. I'll admit I spend too much time of late on it, maybe, but I'm trying to cut back for one thing, and trying to be more responsible with my time. But anyway, it is just after that fallout with my guild. Imagine suddenly you're shut. You have a community, you have a social group of dozens of people, and then suddenly nobody's talking to you anymore. All the things that you come to take away, the connection gone. You're an outcast, and that's painful, man. But the World of Warcraft has been hyping up its next update, which was, it turns out, I thought it was going to be on the 13th, but it turned out it was yesterday, the 11th. They decided to jump the gun a little bit, and I've been looking forward to so many things that they were supposed to be doing. They were supposed to be doing a ton of new things, uh, you know, and they've been hyping this up since like summer, longer, since last spring, in fact. All the things they were going to be adding. First, I thought they were going to be having a couple of new races added that I've been looking forward to. I've been looking forward to playing these new races for ages. Nope, they're not going to be in this expansion. Sorry. So I just bit down on that and ignored it. Then then they were supposed to. Oh, damn it. I don't know if you can still hear me out there. I don't know if you can.